What does it mean? Okay, I know you remember that video. Forget. It's been like, what, over 14 years since that double rainbow video just blew up online? And that's what we're diving into today. You're even asking us to unpack this whole cultural moment. So yeah, let's go beyond the rainbow.
It's wild, right? Like, we're really going to take a deep dive into this internet phenomenon and try to figure out why this one video just resonated with so many people. What is it about it that makes it so captivating? And, what can it teach us about how things go viral online, especially back in like 2010? And beyond all that, the human story behind the meme itself?
Right, because there's always a person behind those viral moments.
Yeah.
So let's rewind for a second. Okay, it's January 8th, 2010, Yosemite National Park. Beautiful place. And we've got Paul Vasquez just taking it all in when he sees a double rainbow. And that's pretty cool on its own right. But this is more than just a nature video.
Exactly. This wasn't just about some random double rainbow. It was Vasquez's reaction that really got to people. That pure, unfiltered awe. It felt so genuine, so raw. You go back and watch it, and he's speechless at first. Then you hear those gasps, the laughter kind of bubbling up as he tries to make sense of it all. That's what connected with people on a human level.
Totally. It's like he's pulling us right into that moment with him, like we're experiencing that awe right alongside him. And the way he keeps going back to that double rainbow all the way across the sky, it's almost childlike. Don't forget, this was 2010. Facebook and Twitter were huge, but there was still this kind of innocence about the internet, this desire for authenticity that you couldn't really find in traditional media.
And that's a really important point. This video landed at such a pivotal time. People were craving genuine connection, real human emotion. And Vasquez, whether he knew it or not, he tapped into that. And then there's the whole meme aspect. You can't talk about the double rainbow video without acknowledging how it became this huge meme.
Oh, absolutely. What does it mean?
Yeah.
It became the go-to phrase for just about everything. It was on T-shirts and commercials everywhere. It had that perfect blend of relatability. It was so easy to share, and there was that touch of humor that just made it stick. But there's another side to this whole thing. Let's talk about the man behind the meme, Paul Vasquez.
He was so much more than just the double rainbow guy, like that's what the internet kind of labeled him as.
Yeah.
But he was a guy who really lived in the moment, completely connected to nature. And you can see that so clearly in his YouTube channel.
Yeah. What can you tell us about his channel? What else do we learn about Paul Vasquez outside of that one famous video?
So he was a firefighter for a bit, then a truck driver, but his real love, it was Yosemite. You can tell his channel wasn't about getting views or becoming famous. It was like his own personal journal online, full of these amazing nature shots, him reflecting on life's spirituality. Even his cats pop up sometimes.
It's easy to forget that when you're just watching a viral video, but there's a real person behind it, living a whole life outside of that one moment the internet grabs onto. Did he ever talk about the fame, how it impacted him?
It seemed like he really embraced it, at least for a while. He went on talk shows. Those auto-tune remixes were everywhere. He even had a tiny part in a movie. But what always struck me was how grounded he stayed, thrown into this crazy world of internet fame, and yet he never lost sight of himself. His love for Yosemite never changed.
Makes you think about the whole nature of going viral, doesn't it?
Yeah.
One minute you're just living your life, the next you're swept up in this unpredictable wave that can change everything overnight. And then just as quickly, the internet's moved on to something new.
Yeah, it's true. It's like the double-edged sword of internet fame. You get amazing opportunities, but they're often fleeting. And it raises all these questions about, ownership. How do we deal with this new kind of fame in the digital world?
Speaking of the digital world.
There's kind of a sadder side to this story, isn't there?
Yeah, it's just, it puts a different spin on things, knowing that Paul Vasquez passed away back in 2020.
It does. It makes you think about it all differently. And it brings up this whole other conversation about digital legacies, Because his YouTube channel, with all those years of his life captured on video, it's still there, this unexpected archive of who he was.
It's kind of mind-blowing when you think about it. We have this whole other side of him beyond the double rainbow guy preserved online forever. It's strange to think about our digital selves outliving us like that.
It really is. And it brings up so many questions like, what happens to all that stuff after we're gone? Who gets to decide what happens to our online presence? I mean, these are questions we're all facing now, whether we've gone viral or not.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's something we all need to think about. But going back to Paul Vasquez, I think his story, even though it's bittersweet, ultimately reminds us of how powerful a genuine moment can be.
Absolutely. In a world where everyone's trying so hard to manufacture viral content, the double rainbow video stands out. It was pure, it was unrehearsed, and it connected with people across cultures and languages. It reminds us that we all have that capacity for wonder.
Yeah, it does. And even though the internet moves on so quickly, There's something about that video, that feeling you get when you watch it. It feels timeless.
It's like a little time capsule. From a simpler time on the internet, a reminder that the moments that really stay with us are often the ones we least expect.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into the whole double rainbow phenomenon, what
Yeah.
would you say is the biggest takeaway for our listeners?
Don't be afraid to embrace those moments of awe. Share what you're passionate about and be yourself. And hey, maybe give some thought to the legacy you want to leave online.
Couldn't have said it better myself. And there you have it, folks, the double rainbow video, a cultural phenomenon that reminds us of the power of authenticity, the unpredictable nature of fame, and the questions we all face in this digital age. Until next time.